yesterday. Bahamas have resisted the temptation to make Stephen Gardner double up. No such luck for Alonso Russell, though. He does double for Bahamas as we meet the teams. First of all, Kenya, who go in lane number 3 with Wiseman Makobi, Boniface Baresa, David Kennedy Matoki. Dominican Republic, by the way, again, were due to start in lane 2, but despite declaring a team, are not there. Bahamas, then they have Wendell Miller, Alonso Russell, as I say, second event of the evening, Zion Miller and Shaquem Paul Smith for the Bahamas, who were the Olympic gold medalists back in 2012, the bronze medalists in 2016. India, with Mohamed Yahya, they pulled up yesterday, you might remember, with Rajesh Ramesh on the second leg, pulling up injured, so they didn't finish. Variatodi, Rajiv and Jacob, their team. Qatar, who led home yesterday, not quite to a qualification position by a brilliant last leg, sub 45 from Baka. They will go in lane number 6. The United States didn't expect to be here, but a problem with the changeovers meant that they are their order, as you can see there. Ja'Cory Patterson, Champion Allison and Christopher Bailey have swapped positions from yesterday. Bryce Deadman goes on the final leg for them. And Mexico on the outside. Their star performer yesterday was the second leg runner, Luis Aviles Ferreira, who ran a 44.6 split. They have the same quartet in the same order as yesterday. So Bahamas will carry the home nations here. It's a reminder of how the Americans were disqualified yesterday. There was a problem with the changeover positions. Now, Champion Allison was the guilty party on this occasion. You get positioned by the officials when your incoming runner has 200 meters to go. And that is how it was set up. And Champion Allison was by the officials and then moved himself. So Champion Allison the other way around with Christopher Bailey this time, as we see on the outside Mexico. Here is Ja'Cory Patterson for the US on the opening leg. Amar Ibrahim will lead off for Qatar. Yahya, 5th in the world final, India, in Budapest in 2023. They've seen their women's team go through. There's just no point in me trying to compete with the Bahamas crowd at the height of their vocal support. Kenya completed the lineup in 3. Dominican Republic once again a DNS in lane 2. So the United States, the Olympic and world champions, their middle 2 runners both clocked sub 45 legs yesterday. Ja'Cory Patterson will lead them out.
On your marks.
Stand by for about 3 minutes of noise here as the home crowd try and roar the Bahamian quartet on. Tony, and we've got a pull up there, and it's Qatar who've gone. So Qatar's runner has pulled up down the back straight. He's trying to battle on, but he can't do so, so they're out of it. The crowd going mad because the Bahamas, all of a sudden, with Alonso Russell running his second leg of the evening, having appeared in the mixed success earlier on in 3rd position, but he went storming through that first 100 or so. He's maybe just starting to pay the price a little bit for that. Champion Allison taking a wide course around that bend. India in 2nd position. Kenya are running well here as well with Boniface Baresa as the US prepare to hand on to Christopher Bailey. Another one of their athletes who is leaving nothing to chance here on the 3rd leg for Mexico. Has the temerity to come up and try and pass the USA, but Christopher Bailey is having none of it. India trying to sneak up the inside, having a bit of US of all of a sudden clear here. Good second half by Christopher Bailey. But that's the battle for 2nd position at the moment, which could go down to the wire. Mexico have plodded on well, despite a very strong start to that leg. Right to the Olympic Games. They're in 2nd, pursued by India, and Mexico in 4th position. really, for the USA, if they got the baton round successfully here, you'd expect of Mexico, but it's the USA who go sub 3 minutes here, ahead of India, who hang on for second position, just edging out a valiant run for the Mexicans.
We expected the USA to win, and good, but India is doing it well. The 4x4, the women and the men, to make it to the Olympic Games. That's a very special thing, I guess. They are very happy, and I can understand that.
Well, it's a good comeback from two teams who didn't have a good day yesterday. USA, obviously, with their disqualification. India having a runner pulling up injured, so probably neither of them wanted to be here today in this position, but faced up with the circumstances you dealt with, they have got the job done, and USA, an impressive performance to go sub 3 minutes there. A quality quartet that you'd expect to be posting those sort of times. The intriguing ones there were Mexico, Daphne, who ran an interesting race. They were really propelled forward by their second leg runner, Luis Aviles Ferrero. Campos on the third leg, just absolutely eyeballs out, and they were still in with a chance coming down the home straight.
He was coming close in the last 100 meters. Like he pushed forward, but it was really close, but not enough.
So India celebrating, the USA celebrating as well. So we're having some of the countries who are completing the set of 5 teams who came here. Let's have a look at Qatar here as we went out on the second leg. Abu Bakr Abdallah. Qatar had gone very well on the first leg as well. But I mean, he valiantly tries to carry on, but
I think in the beginning he cramped up a little bit, so he was thinking maybe I can just keep going, but you saw no, it was not possible anymore.
As we mentioned earlier on, that team effort when you are in a part of a team before and it's you who individually, whether it's a drop baton or you run out of steam or you're injured or whatever it is, I guess there's that inevitable sense of responsibility as Christopher Paley gives Bryce Deadman the hurry up. But it was never in doubt, that one. This was a great battle down the home straight. Kenya went out hard in the first couple of 100 meters. India managed it really well, but Mexico were just always knocking at the door. India really had to keep working. The Valentin Mendoza for Mexico. But the USA have all 5 through. Great Britain and Northern Ireland have all 5 through as well. There's still a couple of teams who have 4 out of 4 through, who would be completing that set of 5, including France. They have a 5th team to try and win through in the 30. United States dipping under 3 minutes to take a comfortable victory in the end, ahead of India, who take their 2nd spot in a 4x4 Olympic.
The men's 4x400 meters relay at the BTC World Athletics Relays Bahamas 2024 unfolded as a gripping display of collective strength, tactical intelligence, and unrelenting speed, with Olympic berths serving as the ultimate prize. In this second-round contest, 7 nations, Dominican Republic, Kenya, Bahamas, India, Qatar, the United States and Mexico, lined up with sharply contrasting philosophies, competitive backgrounds, and technical approaches to the long relay. Under the warm Caribbean night at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, the event demanded not only power and pace but also rhythmic baton exchanges and relentless team synchronization. Right from the gun, the Dominican Republic left no doubt about their intentions. Backed by a lineup built around world-class 400-meter specialists, their plan relied on keeping the race balanced across all 4 legs. The first runner laid down a steady yet assertive start, ensuring their presence among the frontrunners without draining energy too early. Legs 2 and 3 became pivotal stages where they focused on maintaining rhythm while warding off mounting pressure from faster splitting opponents. Their approach, prioritizing evenly distributed effort over a single dominant leg, showed a deep grasp of relay balance. By the anchor leg, their final runner carried the responsibility of protecting the team's position and transforming sustained discipline into a decisive qualifying finish, a task handled with poise and tactical clarity. Simultaneously, the United States, despite competing without its absolute top-tier quartet, reminded the field why they remain the benchmark in the 4x400 meters. Their depth allowed them to field a team still capable of elite output, and their mastery of baton mechanics once again proved essential. The first athlete launched the Americans into a strong early position, attacking the back straight with controlled aggression. The middle runners blended velocity with situational awareness, reacting quickly to the fluctuating race tempo while ensuring they had enough left for the closing stages. Their anchor, delivering a performance built on a calculated mix of restraint and power, kept the team firmly in contention and demonstrated the enduring strength of the U.S. relay system. Kenya and the host nation Bahamas added further layers to the race narrative. Kenya relied heavily on disciplined pacing and endurance-based tactics, aiming to stay connected to the leaders through the early half of the relay. Their baton exchanges were methodical, designed to limit any loss of momentum. The Bahamas, driven by roaring home support, infused each leg with emotional energy and determination, compensating for raw speed deficits with fearless commitment. Meanwhile, India, Qatar, and Mexico produced flashes of individual talent but struggled to weave four legs into a cohesive, qualification-worthy performance, an indication of how unforgiving the 4x400 can be when consistency falters. Throughout the event, baton handling often determined whether a team surged or fell away. Clean, synchronized handoffs preserved speed across the breakpoints of each leg, while even slight hesitation or misalignment could cost critical fractions of a second, enough to shift a team out of Olympic contention. Different tactical models were on display. Some teams placed their quickest athletes at the front to seize momentum early, while others saved their most explosive runners for the anchor leg in hopes of late dramatics. These contrasting strategies deepened the tension and underlined the cerebral side of relay racing. In the end, the heat reaffirmed that the 4x400 meters is a hybrid test of speed, unity, strategy, and competitive nerve. Every nation brought a distinct blueprint to the track, reflecting their preparation and capacity to adjust under pressure. For the Dominican Republic and the United States, the ability to blend composure with assertiveness proved essential to securing Olympic advancement, while the remaining teams displayed varying degrees of readiness for future global challenges. The 2024 Bahamas Heat ultimately offered both qualification drama and a vivid example of relay running at its most intricate and compelling, showcasing the delicate interplay of planning, execution, and athletic brilliance that defines the event.